Welcome back to Daggerfall. It's time for more dagger worship. Wait a minute. I did that backwards. Close enough. So first of all, I got some interesting magical items in a couple of random dungeons today. I got a ebony battle axe, which is pretty nice. I've got a Daedric flail of venom spitting, which enhances my dragonish skill. Yeah, don't ask. The other Daedric flail inflicts paralysis. These are some weird magical items you can find. So, today is the 5th of First Seed, which is the summoning day of Hermaeus Mora, Daedric Prince of Knowledge. And I summoned him on the first go, that's good. He's quite the looker, isn't he? Hermaeus Mora seems to be a combination of a sort of Lovecraftian monster and a beholder from Dungeons & Dragons. He knows everything, and if there's something he doesn't know, he will do anything he can to find out about it, which is probably how he got his hands on the Oghma Infinium, which he will give to us if we do him a little favor. He wants us to kill a noble. Interestingly, this quest does not involve a dungeon crawl. It'd be weird if the dungeon didn't involve a dungeon crawl. So yes, this is a very agreeable quest. You just need lots of money and you have to kill one stupid noble in a stupid palace in Ipshede. And then the servant will be waiting in the library. Now this is actually an interesting point. If you do this quest in a region that does not have a library, then there's not going to be a library for the servant to wait for you in. Therefore, you cannot get your reward for this quest, which is actually a very bad, a very bad oversight. And they should have made sure to give every region a library so that this kind of thing can't happen. But still, if you do this in one of the regions that is involved in the main quest, then you're pretty safe. Like, there's plenty of libraries in Daggerfall, for instance. Oh, hello, a holiday. First planting, symbolically sowing the seeds for the autumn harvest. It is a festival of fresh beginnings. Yada yada yada. The clerics at the temples run a free clinic all day long to cure people of poisoning, different diseases, paralyzation, and the other banes found in the world of Tamriel. Have they found a cure for lycanthropy yet? I didn't think so. So we're headed to the palace. It's very easy to spot those. I've actually been to this palace several times for quests. I guess the game likes this town for some reason. So we've just got to sit and wait for me to get there. Unfortunately, walking is still a thing. Even though with my attribute for speed at 100, the walking speed is very quick, but the towns are still very huge. Am I walking in the right direction? Okay, we're almost there. The entrance should be... Nope, I picked the wrong side. Oh, it was in the back. Okay, no biggie then. So the thing about this noble that we're being sent to kill is, he will look like an enemy. And he's always on the first floor. Quest targets inside of palaces are always on the first floor. There he is. We hit him once, and he offers a random magic item in exchange for his life. No way would I ever trade a long shirt for the Oghma Infinium of all things. Apparently you can take the magic item and still kill the guy, but I've never gotten that to work. What's this? Oh, it's one of those potion recipes. Look how many ingredients there are. And what does this do? Purification. I don't even know what... Oh, yeah. And I guess after killing him, his guards get upset and start trying to attack you. Ooh, adamantium boots. I'll sell those. So let's get out of here before more of them show up. And go and find the servant to get the book. The servant will be in Whitewood Borough. Whitewood. We will travel there And this should get us there in time. Alright. We need to be out of Mage's Guild by the 21st of First Seed, because that's when another Daedra can be summoned, and a pretty important one at that. I need some NPCs. NPCs, please. Thank you. Now, please cooperate. Alright, that's good. We got the location of the library very quickly. And this should be it right here. Let's hope I don't pick the wrong entrance to the building again. We have to break in, naturally. Libraries have kind of a confusing layout, or maybe it's just me being silly. And I have no idea what all of those door opening noises are. Do they just all open at once or something? Oh, here we go. Alright, so, the Oghma Infinium is ours now. The Oghma Infinium is a tome of knowledge written by the Ageless One, the wizard sage Xarses. All who read the Infinium are filled with the energy of the artifact, which can be manipulated to raise one's abilities to near demigod proportions. Once used, legend has it. How is it legend? It's gonna disappear once we use it. We know that's how it works. The Infinium will disappear from its wielder. It leaves one with 30 bonus points to distribute among the character's attributes as one wants. Well, let's get it. And there's no reason not to use it, because it can only be used once anyways. So, boom. This apparently gives us a level up, which means we get bonus hit points, and 30 points to spend wherever we please. So I will go ahead and raise my agility and endurance to near maximum. So that's 5 attributes that we have almost maxed. Or 3 attributes that are maxed, and 2 that are almost maxed. Ah! Enemies! Yeah, they're gonna keep coming after you for a while, so, you know, you gotta be quick about any traveling business you're doing. Go ahead and take some of your items off of you. Those are bound to be worth something. And if you guys want to keep spawning and keep giving me all of these cool items, then, you know, you're perfectly allowed to do that. Just, bring me all the good stuff. Of course, I have to click on the corpses. Ah, whatever. Maybe there's a store nearby I can sell this to straight away. Let's see what's over there. Alright, we're back after fast-forwarding a little. Today is the 21st of First Seed, and that is the summoning day for the Daedric Prince of Vanity and Narcissism, the Lady Azura. Please answer my call on the first try. No. Okay, try again. Ah! Oh! Sheogorath? Really? Well, I guess that answers the question of how many times you're allowed to summon somebody. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. What in the world is this? Wow, Sheogorath sent a Dark Seducer after me. I guess you are allowed to summon each prince only once. Okay, can I get Azura this time? No. Man, getting Sheogorath there, that was just incredibly unlucky. There we go, I got her. So Azura should be familiar to anyone who's played Elder Scrolls 3, where she's a very prominent figure in the backstory of that game. In this game, in Daggerfall, she's portrayed as very vain, very huge ego. But in Elder Scrolls 3, she's a much more subtle, divine chess master of sorts. Character development, I guess? I don't know. But in this game, she wants us to go kill a priest who has been teaching lessons of humility. As Daedric Prince of Vanity, we can't have that, now can we? This perfectly awful priest is also a healer, if that means anything. Isn't that just typical? So he's in a dungeon, Grumithoth's Nest, cleansing or some such ridiculous thing. If we go and kill him and get back to the Worshipper in time, we will earn ourselves the artifact Azura's Star, a very useful tool throughout the entire series when you're making magic items. In this game, you don't really need Azura's Star to make magic items. In fact, you can make some pretty awesome magical equipment with the right amount of cash, and I will show you how to do that. I haven't really dabbled in making magic items in Daggerfall until now. There are so many broken things you can do with it, it's just amazing. But we're gonna get Azura's Star anyways. What was the dungeon again? Grumithoth. Alright then. Let's hope it's not one of those convoluted mess dungeons that seems to be the norm whenever I take on this quest. That's the entrance right there. I think. Well, if it is a nest, it's an underground one. And thankfully the music isn't loud either. I've been having some issues with loud music in this game lately. There are a couple of tracks that are just blaring over the speakers. So let's see here. Let's see. Spiders. One enemy so far. Wait, is this it? What's this thing? Do these do anything? That's not a lot of room in this dungeon, apparently, or on this floor. Did I miss something? There's the entrance. Wait a minute, what? Oh, that's where it was. So that's how it's gonna be. That dungeon looked entirely too small to even be a dungeon. But as it turns out, there was a secret door. I think we're in a harpy's nest. Isn't that going to be nice? Have to deal with a bunch of bird women. Oh, hello, spider. Let's see here. I wonder how many people would have missed that secret door at the beginning, though. That's not a good place to put a secret door. But then again, these dungeons are all randomly generated. Counted as a backstab. That's excellent. How did the thief, the master of stealth, get backstabbed? So this harpy nest has some very interesting stuff in it. There's all sorts of bones and not a lot of enemies so far anyways. Yeah, I get the feeling that this is going to be one of those long dungeon crawls where I just have to run around and search through every room. What is that noise? Let's look at the map. I haven't gone this way yet. Nothing here. Locked door. What do we have in this room? Spider? Sounds like there's a spider. Don't see him though. Maybe down this way. Bust the door down. Oh, good. Thank goodness. That was a nice, short quest. Thought for certain it was going to be one of those exceedingly long dungeon crawls. But now that we've killed the guy, we can get out of here just as soon as I look around for a couple of more piles of gold. Because you need lots of gold if you want to run around making enchanted items. It can be expensive, but it is so worth it. Alright, that's enough. Suppose we should get out of here. I didn't set an anchor? Oops. Probably gonna jump cut for that. So I managed to find my way out on my own. That's fine. How did I forget to set the teleport anchor? Oops. I need to check where the worshipper is going to be. Midbury. Let's go. Now all we need to do is find where the worshipper is staying. And that's done. It's going to be a library, I think, which means this quest is vulnerable to the same issue that Hermaeus Mora's quest had. But that's no problem. We just gotta run all the way to the library, and hey, a statue of King Edwire in Daggerfall. Okay. Not questioning it. And we have a statue of, I think that's Dibella. If you see nudity, it's probably Dibella. Check the map to make sure I'm getting close. I could sell some stuff at that armor place later. Nice little shopping center in this part of town. Of course, the door's locked, so open up. And here we are. Daydreaming about Lady Azura, huh? That candle reminded you of the scintillation of her eyes, you see. So that's why this worshipper is always in a library. She has to be sitting next to a candle. Well, there we have it. Azura's star. Few mortals have the stomach to trade in souls. The Dark Brotherhood does it, as do certain groups within the Mages Guild. For these cruel folk, Azura's star has a particular fascination. The star acts as a reusable soul gem. The soul of any creature killed by the bearer of the star is trapped within it. If the star already carries a soul, nothing happens. Using Azura's star empties it, freeing the trapped soul to make its journey to oblivion. Azura's star can be used to make magical items over and over and over and over and over and over, and you get the point. So, since that description mentioned what a soul gem is, I'm going to talk a little about making magic items. Now, you can make magic items if you have the correct rank in either the Mages Guild or the Temple of Julianos. It's, I'm gonna try and find this town's Mages Guild. There we go. Since we're gonna demo making magic items, seems best to just go there. But where is it? Oh, not that far. Cool. So to make a magic item, you obviously need an item you want to enchant, and you're gonna need money to pay for the enchantments. You can select from a variety of effects to put on your item, and you can also add disadvantages to the item. The disadvantage is, they make it so you can put more magic into your item at the cost of, you know, having a disadvantage. But the game has some very broken disadvantages to add, so we're gonna find the magic item maker in this layout of the Mages Guild. Bingo! So, to demonstrate making a magic item, I'm going to take one of my marks. You can see that there are enchantment points. That is how much magic the item can hold. But if you add a side effect, then you can hold a lot more enchantment points. One of the side effects you can add is Soulbound. And if you have captured an enemy soul in either Azura's Star or a soul gem that the Mages Guild will sell you, you can add that to your item as well. You do not need a soul gem in Daggerfall. You do in Elder Scrolls 3 onwards, but not in Daggerfall. Azura's Star is useful because it not only acts as a reusable soul gem, if you have it equipped, then any enemy that you kill can be trapped within a soul. If it's a creature, however, you can't capture human souls in this game. Normally, you would need to cast a soul trap spell on an enemy and then kill that enemy while it's still under the effects of the soul trap to capture the soul. Not so much if you have Azura's Star. Now, there are a number of disadvantages you can add. You can make the item deteriorate under certain circumstances, and that's important too, because if you use Soulbound as a disadvantage, what happens is that if the item were to break, maybe it's a weapon or you use the magic effect one too many times, if the item breaks, then the enemy within the soul gem that you used on the item breaks out and attacks you. Not a huge problem. You could just recapture him again, in fact. But it is something to be aware of. You can also make the item damage you if you are in a temple or out in the sun. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. You can see that it added minus 6,000 because Bethesda thought taking damage in sunlight was a huge disadvantage. Ignoring the fact that if you are a vampire, then this means nothing to you because you're avoiding sunlight anyhow. And in fact, I have tried going out into the sun with an item with this side effect. The damage is like 1 point of health every 30 seconds or something. It's completely negligible. And not only that, you know, you spend much of your time in Daggerfall not in sunlight anyways. Like, you're almost always in a dungeon or in a house or something. You can make the item leech your health when you use it. You can make it react poorly to certain enemy types. You can make it heavier. You can make it lower your armor. You can make it give you a bad reputation. This game, like, it's very customizable. Yeah, I didn't want that. The different disadvantages and advantages you can put on your character and your magic items in Daggerfall are, like, they're so vast and varied, but they are very poorly balanced. Now let's talk about what advantages you can put on your items. Cast when used, cast when held, and cast when strikes all apply a magical effect to either you or your enemy when you use it, when you equip it, or when you strike an enemy with it. Obviously, right? These are all default spells. You can't add your own custom magic effect, which is unfortunate, but that's pretty alright. You can make the item give you extra, like you can increase your maximum mana pool during certain seasons, during certain phases of the moon, and this is important because the planet that Elder Scrolls takes place on actually has 2 moons, so there are twice the number of lunar cycles. Nice. And you can also make it give you the extra spell points when you are near a specific enemy type, which is actually pretty neat because you can use it as an enemy detector. We're not going to use this though. What we are going to use is, you can make it more potent versus certain enemy types. You can make the item regenerate your health, which means that if I were to, say, make it regenerate my health in the sun, then I would completely negate the take damage in sunlight effect. Like, I'm regenerating health, but I'm also taking damage, so these two cancel out each other. And I've got 3,000 extra points to spend on other powers. And if you're a vampire, you can use that to completely negate your sun weakness. Speaking of vampires, you can make the item suck health out of the enemies. But I'm going to use this to increase the amount of items I can carry. That's what that just did. I can make the item repair other objects in my inventory while I have it equipped. So now I don't need to worry about items breaking, but this doesn't work on magic items unless you use a certain cheat. Of course, I don't cheat. I can make the item absorb spells cast at me, so that I no longer have that problem. I no longer have a problem with enemies casting spells at me. Not that I did before. You can make the item enhance your skills. You can make the item lighter. You can make it strengthen your armor. None of these stack, by the way. None of these stack if you have multiple items with them equipped. You can make it improve, you can make this improve the acute hearing, athleticism, and one of the other talents you can take at character creation, but it only matters if you took it at character creation. And you can increase your reputation. You can make it increase your reputation while you're equipped, which I don't know how that works, but I think I'm going to actually use it. I'm going to add just powers upon powers to this thing. Gosh. And I'll give it featherweight. Now, all of this probably looks like the most broken thing ever, and it is, but notice the cost. It costs a lot to make all of these broken magical items. And I'm going to give it a completely crazy name too. It even fits in the little box here. But I'm gonna go ahead and create this. You cannot enchant this item beyond its limit. Oh, I accidentally took off the, yeah, there are a couple bugs in the interface here. Anyhow, that's that. Now we have the most broken thing ever. Let's go ahead and equip it. You can see that it has increased my armor rating all across the board. And just look at all of these powers. That is so excellent. You don't even find like half of these powers on magic items that you find out in the world. In fact, let's also equip Azura's star here. It counts as an amulet, which is probably the strangest thing ever. But then again, there is an unused version of Azura's star in Elder Scrolls 3 that counts as a throwing star. You want to turn Elder Scrolls into Pokemon? Be my guest. So, now that we're out in the world, any moment now I should get the red flash. Actually, we're not even in the sun. It's raining, so there is no sun, I think. Anyhow, I'm gonna show off the soul trap. And you might wonder where we can get an enemy to trap very easily. Well, we do have an item that summons Daedra. I think that said there are no monsters nearby. Well, only one thing to do then. You know what? I want to save before I do this. I'm glad I missed. There we go. And that should summon the guards. Actually, there is another danger if you are taking damage in the sun. Because when the guards come after you, if you take any sort of damage, not just from them hitting you, but if you take fall damage, if you take sun damage, that counts as them arresting you. Not a problem for us. So, there's our Daedra. Let's go ahead and kill our own summon. Can we do that, actually? Can you not kill your own summon? Oh gosh, that stinks. I guess that was a change they made in Elder Scrolls 3, letting you soul trap your own summons. Well, we're gonna have to find another way to get at a monster. It's only the 26th of first seed, so I guess traveling to a dungeon isn't going to take us much time. Where would a dungeon be? This will do. We're just gonna get in that dungeon and kill something to demonstrate how Soul Trap works. Oh yeah, there are a couple of other interesting things about Soul Trap in this game. When you put a... Oh, this works perfectly. Did that trap him? Yeah, it's holding a wereborn now. So that was easy. Another interesting thing about Soul Trap is that the soul that you put on the item, not only does it add a certain amount of enchantment points depending on the monster, it can also add extra powers and effects. Which, you know, that's really in-depth. I wish the souls would add more powers to your items in other Elder Scrolls games, but that's not how it works, unfortunately. They just took that out. Oh, now I'm taking damage from the sun. I think I was at full health before, but you can see that that did only 1 damage. Anyhow, that's enough out of me. We've broken the game using magic items. Next time we'll take on some more quests for Daedric Lords, and I'm probably going to have to collect some more money to pay for all of that. Anyhow, until next time.